Hi, welcome to Real Talk TV. This is your number one online TV show. My name is Sheila Mark. I am your host. And today we have an amazing guest in the house that I'm about to introduce. And before I introduce, kindly consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just go to and search Real Talk TV and subscribe. Our guest is already in the house. Hi, welcome to the show. Kindly introduce yourself, let us know who you are and what you do.
Sure. Hi and hi everyone who is watching. We are glad to be here today and welcome to the show. My name is Pastor Betsy Fred and I'm glad to be here today.
Okay, today we are going to talk about a topic that is very interesting, and I want our guest to tell us, and I want us to discuss, how do we introduce sex education to our children? Because me, when I was young, nobody told me about anything concerning that. We grew up not knowing anything. Nobody spoke about it to us. And we were wondering, what is it all about? Nobody told us anything. And today I want our guest to tell us, how do we introduce sex education to our children? So kindly tell us.
Sure, Sheila. It's my pleasure. I want to talk about the topic of today. Sexual education or sexuality is a topic, is something that has not been easy for anyone. It is something that the media runs away from it, the parents, the teachers, across. Nobody is really willing to talk about sexual education. And that is where we lose it, because the fact remains, this is the reality about life.
Yes.
So it is a must talk about so that our children don't get lost along the way.
Yes, because I wonder, we take it like from parents. Parents are saying it is the responsibility of the teachers. Teachers are saying it is the responsibility of the parents. And so children get lost in between.
Sure.
There is nobody to guide them. There is nobody to talk to them. So we get lost just in between. So I'm wondering, at what age do we start talking about sex education to our children?
Let me start by saying, the way you are saying, parents push it to the teachers, teachers push it to the parents, and maybe parents push it even to the media, and even maybe for the children themselves to discover on their own. Actually, we are very wrong. This is happening because of understanding deficiency. I want to say today that this is a topic that should be introduced by the parents themselves, and it is from a very early age.
Okay.
Actually, experts have it that sex education or sexuality is something that must be weaved from a very early age, as early as 2 years. Yes,
seriously?
as early as 2 years.
Goodness
is when we should just incorporate it, talking from the parts of the body.
Yes.
This is when the child discovers that my genital part is different from somebody else.
From the one of my brother or the one from my sister.
Exactly. And so it should be something that we start as early as 2 years old, when the child starts discovering, who am I?
Wow.
We?
At the age of 2?
Yes.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
Me, I was thinking maybe we are supposed to start at the age of 10 or something like that. So what do we do? At the age of 2, what do we tell them?
Exactly. This is what happens. When you start it early enough, you set the groundwork for a better conversation, even as the children grow.
Yes.
So at the age of 2, this is a child that should be told the proper names of their body parts.
Okay.
For example, a girl child should be told you have a vagina, and a boy should be told you have a penis. And with that, as they grow, then they realize that what is the function of all these things. And so with time, you now continue introducing a new concept depending on the age that they are going, or the stage that they are going through.
Wow. Yes. Amazing. So when you tell them about their private parts, and you inform them about their body, so what next are we expecting from there? Because I have realized there's somebody who spoke about something that is very interesting. I saw it on Facebook and it was really disturbing. This is what the person was saying, that he lost all his children because of pursuing career, the career he had in her life.
Yeah.
And this is what is happening even nowadays.
Yeah.
That people are so much into career, you know, they pursue their career so much until they are forgotten. They don't have time with their children.
Yes.
So what would you tell those parents who don't have time to their children, or what would you say?
Yeah.
How do we come close to these children? To an extent of having such a conversation, because in the first place, we are so distant.
Sure.
Some is lack of confidence, some
Yeah.
is because of the distance.
Yes.
What would you tell the parents?
First of all, I want to say that parenting should be a commitment. Because without commitment,
Yes.
you lose your children along the way. So one of the things that I will advise that the parents today is that whenever you have a child, from the word go,
Yes.
from conception, through the time of birth, kindly be committed to every stage of their life, because we cannot delegate parenting. Parenting is a must do. As a parent,
Yes.
those children will regret and they will even blame you with time
Yes.
if you don't take your responsibility and take it as a key.
Wow.
So that's why I said from the very, very tender age, start creating groundwork for this conversation so
Okay.
that you are able now, by the age of 2 to 5,
Yes.
this is where we see even some of the children start touching their genitals. Why are they doing that?
Yes.
They are concerned. Who am I? Why am I different from the other? Yeah.
Okay.
So start giving an appropriate age, like the way I see it from 2.
Yes.
You give the proper names
Okay.
of the parts of your body.
Yes.
2 to 5. Now start telling them what happens when either you touch your genitals or even your friend touches your genitals.
Okay.
So 2 to 5 is
Yes.
when you now start telling them what happens. And why should you not touch?
Yes.
Why should you touch? Where exactly do you go for privacy?
Okay.
These are things that you should tell them, that when you are in your bedroom is when now you check on your body, not just touching yourself anyhow
Yes.
in public. Now, when you get this into their minds,
Okay.
with time, you now develop curiosity. They start asking you why.
Yeah. Okay.
And when they in a situation of asking you why,
Yes.
then also you are able to answer back because you create that room for the
A
conversation.
conversation between you
Exactly.
and them.
Exactly.
Wow, amazing. I hope parents are listening to what we are supposed to do to our children, because it's so sensitive and it's so, you know, so many people are really like, how do we start? How do we come in? Because so many parents are running away from this reality. Instead of having a conversation with their children, they want to run away from it so that they don't have such an interaction with their children. And whenever we do that, you know, we give them room to look for a solution outside.
Sure.
Yes,
Sure.
and they end up, you know, speaking more or opening more to outsiders
Yeah.
than their parents and their people who are supposed to be close with them.
Very true.
I heard of a story again of a child that was being dropped at school,
Yes, yes.
you know, very early in the morning. And it happened that there was a very sad story behind it.
Yes.
The guy who was dropping the child, a motorbike guy who was
Yeah.
dropping the child to school,
Yeah.
used to take the child to his own house first,
Very true.
raping the child every morning,
Yeah.
you know, before taking the child to school.
Sure.
And it's a very sad story.
Yeah.
You know, what would you tell parents who don't have time to even take their children to school?
Exactly. You were talking of an incident where this motorbike rider just take the child first to his house. That is what I was talking about at 2 to 5. Tell them who should touch your body parts and who should not. Because we have seen even children at the age of 6,
Yes.
they start getting curious. When they see their mom, their mummies, or even somebody else who is maybe expectant, they start asking, how will the child come out? So this is
Yes.
an advice for me to the parents, that kindly, this is a tender age that this child needs you.
Yes.
You are talking of, okay, I am into children and youth.
Yes. Yes.
And it really saddens me when I see a child just crossing the road, walking to
Alone.
school alone.
Imagine.
Aren't you wasting this child anytime soon? Yeah, it might be a distance, like maybe 100 meters, but anything can happen between 100 meters
Yes.
to school. These that we are living in a day and age where motorbike riders, sorry to say, have taken advantage, just the way you are saying. And so these parents just trust their children
Yes.
for these guys to drop their children in school. Before they get to school, they are already introduced into sexual abuse. How is it done? They start by touching them. And so if we don't sensitize our children
Yes.
that when you see such a sign of being touched inappropriately,
Yes.
starts telling off the guy that I
Yes.
don't want to ride with this guy. And when you hear such things, parents,
Yes.
please know that children are always 100% true, 100% right on what they are saying. Do not ignore. Always look for signs.
Okay.
Is this child at
Safe.
peace? Is this child safe?
In the safe hands.
Exactly. So always check on your children. I think that's my advice.
Wow.
Sure.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, there's another thing that I want to ask about, how close should we be with our children? Parents nowadays, like I said, I'm sorry, I'm mentioning parents over and over again. We pursue our career. There's no time to play with this child, no time to bond. Let's talk about bonding with children.
Yeah.
What do we do for us to bond with our children?
Very
And which language are we supposed to apply when we are asking or talking to them about this education?
Exactly.
Because, the reason why I'm asking this is because there is no way a child can open up to you if you don't play with them, if you are not free with them, if you don't have time for them. How do we make that environment, that can make our children come close to us?
Very true.
Yes.
Exactly, Sheila, what you're talking about is true. What happens is that we are losing our children because we don't create time. Kindly create time for everything meaningful in your life.
Okay.
Because this child depends fully on you. So parents, this is my
Creating
piece of
time.
creating time for your children.
For our children.
Create time over the weekend. Go out with your child.
Yes.
Ask them how has been their week. Don't go along with your nanny or the house help. Just have time
For your children.
for your children.
Wow.
Play with them. Let them feel your presence. What we've lacked, the way you are saying, people
Yeah.
are working and looking for money 24/7. But we are losing this young generation.
Yes, that is
We
true.
ought to come back to the roots, to the drawing board and say, where are my children while I'm away?
Yes.
Kindly create time for your children. I advise, create time for your child. Don't delegate parenting.
Now, because you are a teacher and you've been into children's education,
Sure.
you are so much into children's ministry,
Yeah.
even in the church.
Sure.
Now tell us, what are some of the things that parents are supposed to know about their children at their young age? Apart from now this sexual education, how are they supposed to handle children? There are so many parents who are so hard on their children, they are so violent, they are so arrogant on their children. How are we supposed to handle them so that they can open up, and become close to their parents?
Very true. Let me say this statement.
Yes.
When you bring up a child in hostility, they learn to fight.
Ah, really?
When in the background, actually children are not bad. What affects them is the environment. What affects them is their background.
Wow.
And this is what has happened to us parents too. We bring what we went through in our childhood. We bring how we were brought up in
Yes.
our childhood to our day and age. It doesn't apply. We ought to start reading books. Expose yourself.
Yes.
Be smart in your parenting skills. Look for alternatives
Yes.
of how to parent your child. Don't look back and say, when we were growing up, we used to be done corporal punishment. It doesn't work in this day and age.
Yes.
It's now about positive discipline. Positive discipline means I sit with my child, we reason together and say, hey,
Yes.
you are my child.
Okay.
These are the times to be out of my house. This is the time to be back. That is a child who is already having an understanding.
Okay.
But even the one who is young,
Yes.
kindly learn and talk to talk, a one-on-one talk with your child. What we don't have is that brushing off. Whenever a child is talking, it's like you are too busy. So ever brushing them off. Go away. Learn to listen. Bring your child close. As young as they are. So with time, there is that bonding. What we are lacking is bonding. Let's bond with our children from childhood through to teenage, youthful stage. And when you do that, these children will be will approach you easily. They will know that this is my parent. They are concerned about me for this reason. Whenever you say no, give a reason. We are in the times that I want to encourage a parent outside there that when a child asks why, they are not being rude. Say that again. Allow your children to ask why. Mom, why am I not out at this time? Don't say you don't ask me questions. Allow the children to be free to ask why, mom, and why not.
That one is very interesting. Let me ask you. If we don't allow our children to ask questions or we become strict on them, because when I was growing up also, you reminded me of something. I remember of a neighbor in our home that used to be so strict on their children that they couldn't allow them even to go to their shopping center because they wanted to guard and protect them. Can we be able to bring up our children by just becoming so strict and protective around them? Or what are some of the things? To what extent can we give our children freedom so that they can also feel that they are also free human beings? They don't feel like they are engaged.
Sheila, it seems like we want to be able to wind up today. I want us next time to talk about parenting styles. We have some parents that are just too much of disciplinarians. Their word is final. You don't always expose your child to their environment. You don't know what can happen. You might go out today and fail to come back in the evening. Whom will they ask a question in case there is anything that is disturbing them? Expose them. Show them that this is the extent I want you to go. When you want to ask a question, go to this neighbor, go to this neighbor. Expose them to at least an environment that they can reach. Don't be too strict. But next time, let's talk about parenting styles.
That is very interesting.
I have around 6 parenting styles that would be interesting for parents to know how they have lost their children. But for today, I want to believe somebody has been helped.
Thank you for coming to the show today. That has been very informed, that has been very deep, and I'm really happy that people have been informed, or parents have been informed of what they are supposed to do with their children. I believe wherever they are, they have something that they are going home today with, so that they can help their children. So thank you so much for coming to the show today, and you've been a blessing to us. And for our viewers, thank you for watching. Kindly consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. See you another time at the same place. Consider subscribing to our Real Talk TV. This is Real Talk TV show. I am Sheila Mark. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having me in the studio. Apart from teaching, apart from pastoring, I'm a life coach and a mentor. God bless you.